Well, reports of hate crime rose across the board, including disability hate crime, which went up by 14%. Chloe Tare is a 21-year-old disability blogger from West Yorkshire who is partially sighted and has cerebral palsy. 3 years ago, Chloe was a victim of hate crime and says it took a long time to recover from the incident. Chloe joins us live now from our studio in Leeds. Chloe, thank you very much for being with us. In the context of these figures we've had today, which are pretty shocking, just tell us about your experience.
So my experience, I'd come back from an event with friends. I was using a wheelchair, which I was doing part-time, and I had eggs thrown at me while I was waiting for my parents to pick me up. So I was targeted because I was in a wheelchair, I reported it to the police and things were done, but I don't believe it was enough.
So the police did take it seriously, but you must have been, what went through your mind? Shock, anger?
Well, I think I'd only been using a wheelchair for a short amount of time then, and I think it really did shape my views about myself, about using a wheelchair, but also how the general public see disabled people in general.
And when you say how they see disabled people in general, what do you mean? How do they see people in wheelchairs, do you think?
So obviously I can't speak for the vast majority of the general public, but there are still people that see disabled people as less and see us not worthy of opportunities, of experiences and of life at the end of the day.
What would be your message to people who think like that, the sort of people who threw eggs at you? What would you say to them if you could sort of come face to face with them?
I think I would just want to try and educate them. I think a lot of it is down to stereotypes that we have about disability, and it's only through education and raising awareness that we're actually going to get rid of those anyway.
These figures show hate crime across the board, actually, a whole range of different hate crimes, transgender people, racist hate crime, a large portion of it. Mm-hmm. Do you think we are becoming a society that are hating people more? Or is it, as been suggested, partly, at least due to a rise in the recording of these hate crimes?
I think people now are more open to be themselves, which is great and amazing, but unfortunately does put them at risk to hate from other people. But I also think gaining the confidence to be yourself means that people are reporting it more, which will rise the figures, but it also highlights how much of a big issue it actually is.
And how do you, as you go about your life, how do you come to terms with this? Do you have to just develop a very thick skin, how do you deal with this sort of thing?
I think, unfortunately, comments or tuts are part of daily life when you have a disability. And I think the general public might not realise that, but also a lot of these comments are isolated incidents that you can't actually report as a hate crime. You don't know who they are, you'll never see them again. But unfortunately, it is part of what we face on a daily basis.
But you have a blog, I think, and you are trying to take this on, this kind of hate crime.
Yeah, I think it's really important to highlight issues like this. And I know I've got lots of disabled friends who do face very similar experiences. And it's only by coming together that we're able to tackle these.
Very good to talk to you, Chloe. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Now, just some more breaking news to bring you.